Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Week 8 MLB Waiver Wire Report. I'm your host today, DapScout or JP, and happy to walk you through these top 6 picks that you will find in our article on fantasy6pack.net, written every week. We've had some great finds. We discussed it on our Thursday shows as well. So come on down to fantasy6pack.net, become an all access member. You can discuss all kinds of fun stuff with us on Discord as well. We always have a great time there. And we even break down your rosters, what's going on in your waiver wire specifically, or to try to find some of these hidden gems. So without further ado, let's break out and go to our very first waiver wire pick. Frankly, I've been waiting for this guy for a while, and I'm just so happy to see him. Miguel Vargas is coming to the show, and as Dodgers Nation calls out here, massive Dodger roster news. Like it seems like every week's that, but in this particular case, Max Muncy goes to the IL. James Outman gets optioned. Who saw that coming at the beginning of the year? Not me. I definitely saw him as a viable option in 3 outfield leagues. Miguel Vargas and Jason Hayward are back and more. So Miguel Vargas has kind of been rumored, seems like since the beginning of the season, that he's going to be coming back up. So let's see what's been going on AAA. First of all, 24 years old, still really young. My goodness, I thought he was older than that. It just seems like he's been around for a while. He's already had 8 home runs in 39 games. Definitely has the power. But this is what we would love to see. The fact that his K rate is actually lower than his walk rate. 18.8% walk and 60.6 strikeout, but his ISO is just shooting up. It's almost 300. That's crazy. So what do you expect? Well, a ton of playing time. They look like they're completely bought into it. The Dodgers kind of need a shot in the arm there as well. Who would have thought that with that payroll that they had, but with so much going on, so many distractions, they kind of just need to focus on something else here as well. And 8 stolen bases. I didn't expect to see such kind of speed from him as well. You kind of think of him as a station-to-station runner, but definitely has the speed. He's done it before. Double-digit steals in AAA in 2022. He's a number 1 pick. He's the guy that we want everybody to go out and get in their waiver wire. You can find him for sure. And second base, the Keystone's been kind of a shallow find. I mean, there's been a lot of kind of just guys that you've kind of rostered for a little bit. Zach Neto hasn't been performing. I mean, there's been a ton of people that aren't performing where you expected to. And I just seen people constantly asking me, second base, what can I do? Miguel Vargas is who you should go get. So Miguel Vargas is our first pick here. The second one, and the one that I honestly am going to struggle saying his name over and over because I want to say something else, is Brenton Doyle. I want to say Brandon. I don't know why. I just do. And he plays in Colorado. I think this is going to be the Nolan Jones this year, honestly, where everybody's still expecting Nolan Jones to be Nolan Jones of last year, and he's definitely not. Brenton Doyle, I think, absolutely will. He's already his 5th home run of the season, and I love what Andrew is saying here, and Andrew FBB on Twitter. The Rockies outfielder is having a very under-the-radar season, batting .281 with 5 home runs and 8 stolen bases. I do fantasy baseball almost all the time, and I didn't realize how good of a season he was doing until this past 2 weeks. I mean, he's been on my radar, but if you would have just asked me, hey, Dap, what are you seeing right now? And I would have been like, oh, he's doing pretty good. But I didn't realize it's 281, 5, and 8. I mean, that's phenomenal. And let's see why he's doing that, right? Let's kind of look at under the numbers, Baseball Savant page. There's a lot of red here, a lot of stuff that we're loving to see. He's definitely got some pull power, but if you see those 2 triples there, right? That's almost, that's almost right down the field. That's almost right down the middle. He's hitting a sweet spot 82% of the time. And also, look at arm strength is 100%. Wow, that's top percentile there. So he's got the speed. He's definitely showing that he can, barrel up that ball as well, hitting that sweet spot. The expected slugging percentage at 425. Again, and he's in Colorado. I know the humidor is not as great as Cincinnati is nowadays, but you're seeing somebody who can definitely play for a pretty, terrible Colorado team. There's plenty of at bats available. Brenton Doyle is somebody that I would definitely go after if you need. Well, I mean, frankly, what don't you need here? I mean, if he can give you both home runs and stolen bases, on top of that, give you a almost a 275 average. I think he can fit on almost every team, especially if you have four outfielders. He's an absolute must grab. Three outfielders and three outfielders and somebody like a utility player. I definitely grab him as well. But again, definitely Brenton Doyle is one of the picks that we want you to go grab as well. All right, for our first pitcher, and pitching right now is just fun to go grab, isn't it? Let's talk about Clarke Schmidt, and Clarke Schmidt is kind of interesting. First of all, talking Yanks, Clarke Schmidt has completed 7 innings for the first time in his career. So I was like, okay, I didn't realize that. I mean, I've known about Clarke Schmidt's woes, but I thought he had gone deep before. So then let's get into the numbers a little bit here because I think it's really interesting. First of all, when you look at his overall numbers for this year, it's fantastic. I mean, honestly, I think it's great. 9 games started, 5 wins, 1 loss. Okay, now you're going to have that most time where you have a pitcher on a really good team. That's why you always go after him. If you need wins, you're going after a pitcher. Even the 4th or 5th pitcher in Atlanta, the Yankees, somebody who's going to win a lot of games. You're going after him. So I wanted to dig a little deeper here. The expected ERA, first of all, is worrisome. It's almost a run and a tick higher than the current ERA. But I really wanted to know why. So let's break down what goes on for Clarke Schmidt when he goes the first, the second, and third time through the order. So the first time through the order, he's absolutely destroying it, right? 10.6 Ks per 9, 2.42 walks per 9. And he's just controlling the situation. 251 average, 1.24 whip. Now the batting average of balls in play, I would assume it's because the fact that maybe the people behind him were like, oh, there's a ball in play. I mean, he's typically doing so awesome. Second time through the order, the K rate drops immensely. Look at that, from 10.6 to 7.56. And the walk stays. So we know it's the controls there. He's just not being as deceptive the second time through. The batters kind of know what to expect. And, the K percentages drops also. So he's got still good control, but the hitters figured him out by this time, right? The second time through. The third time through, everything's falling apart. It's almost 7 Ks per 9. The walks have now gone up to almost 3. And although the controls, but the K percentage is down almost 10% from where it was before. And the average, this is the part I really wanted to highlight. 329 average. You cannot live there. This is why he hasn't completed and pitched so deep in games. So I wonder if he's found something new, maybe changed up the delivery a little bit. I'd have to dig a little bit more into that game that he went 7 innings. But with the pitching landscape being what it is, and the fact that you only have to get through 5 innings to get a win, Clarke Schmidt is going to be somebody that I would definitely go after, especially if you're decimating pitching. He's a great 4th starting pitcher, 5th starting pitcher, especially. But somebody that you should go after. He's getting wins right now. So there's not a lot going on there, but I would look at this. The one thing that concerns me, especially with a Yankees team, is that if he's not going deep in the games, if he's not getting to that, 6th inning or more, and he's starting to tax the bullpen, that starts making me think that and what I was concerned about until I saw this 7th inning is that he becomes a long reliever, or he becomes a guy that becomes, 2 innings reliever or something of that nature, because he's got great stuff. But if he sees that lineup turn over, then his stuff suddenly goes away. That screams reliever for me. So that's the only thing that worries me about Clarke Schmidt. But as of right now, he's got a solid rotation spot. But when the those injured Yankees start coming back, you have to wonder where his spot is. So definitely want to continue to monitor that. But right now, Clarke Schmidt's definitely somebody we want to get. All right, next one, and this is somebody who I've been monitoring for a while, especially when he got traded. I was so excited because of the fact that he was finally going to get some playing time, and he started off kind of slow, but man, he has been killing it over the last 9-10 games. So Roto Prospect says that, he's with the homer on Friday, this past Friday. He's graduated from prospect status and he crossed 130 at bats, 25 years old. He's slashing 296, 397, 561 with 5 home runs. So Eric Cross also there as well. On the last 9 games, 33 plate appearances, 367, 424, 867. That's nuts. I mean, whoa, 3 doubles, 4 home runs. So really, it's 5 home runs if you, anyways. But that's he's just broken out. I mean, just absolutely broken out. Just shows you the kind of talent that the Baltimore Orioles have to play part time. They were just so stacked there. Hence why they traded him away. But the Milwaukee Brewers have a good one there in Joey Ortiz. Let's look a little bit deeper in the numbers here, just to kind of see what we got here. I always love looking at these things like round 4, pick 1, overall 108. Wow, just great find by the Orioles. I'm so jealous. Anyways, for the season, 116 plate appearances. This walk K rate is just a thing of chef's kiss. I mean, 13.8 walk percentage with a K percentage of 17.2. Phenomenal. Again, and a 561 slugging percentage. It's just everything here I love. He's starting to really break out. Things that we were kind of seeing in AAA. If you look here, 507, 5. This is what we were kind of expecting this whole time from Joey Ortiz. It's just a matter of course, graduate from AAA to see that major league pitching is not easy, and he's starting to really lock in, and that talent is really starting to show. He's somebody to grab, and I think he's going to perform the rest of the year. Somebody I grabbed everywhere. I have a ton of shares of Joey Ortiz and expect him to continue to perform for this Milwaukee Brewers team. Okay, next up, another pitcher. But this is a good one. This is somebody I'm actually really impressed by. And frankly, I don't see a lot of warts on this one. Alec Marsh. I love this from Codified Baseball, right? Alex Marsh is the youngest Kansas City Royal to strike out 11 batters in a game since Yordano Ventura in 2015. Oh, man. Did I love watching Yordano Ventura pitch. The guy was amazing. So sorry about his passing. But Alec Marsh is absolutely killing it. And then, we love seeing this. 1 walk with 11 Ks. It's not, and yes, it's against the Rays team that's running hot and cold offensively, but they're still mashing pitchers and still putting up games where they maybe just can't get the runner home. They're doing badly with runners in scoring position. Not in this game. 5 hits allowed, 11 Ks. I don't care what's going on with the Rays in their standing. That's still a hard team to play against, and Alec Marsh just did it. So let's go a little bit more behind the numbers here. So behind the numbers, again, he was in AAA, well, 4 innings, but 7 games started, 3 wins, 1 loss. Here's the only thing that kind of is concerning, right? Yes, the Ks there were great, but for the season, he has 7.5 Ks per 9. That's not a big strikeout pitcher. Now, if you look at obviously his tenure here previously, 10.2, 13.5, 11.4. So he definitely has strikeout stuff. We just haven't seen it much this year in the major leagues. So I'm hoping to see that kind of go up a little bit higher as he gets a little bit more settled in. But everything else here just looks phenomenal. I think he's going to be able to start the rest of the year here as well. I don't see a profile here that could cause him to, lose a rotation spot or things of that nature. So definitely go pick up Alec Marsh, not Alex, which is what I did 3 times looking him up. I keep trying to take Alex. I also had Brandon, not Brenton, but Alec Marsh is one of our waiver wire pickups. Now, I wish I would have started with him, but I wanted to leave him at the end because this is the meaty one. This is the one that I've been waiting for quite some time over Miguel Vargas. James Wood, not James Wood, the actor, James Wood. He is going to be coming up here soon, and we're just highlighting him because the man just hit 5 home runs in a 3-game stretch. He's the minor league player spotlight, top nationals prospect. Seems like he came out of nowhere in the last couple of years, but he hasn't been. If you're playing any dynasty, you know about James Wood. Top 10 prospect status the last 2 years, and then you can kind of dibble and argue top 5, whatever. but he is legit. He's going to come up. The Nationals are going to play him. We actually called it out on one of our show last Thursday, thinking that he was going to be coming up in the next 2-3 weeks. Because what are the Nationals playing for, right? They have a lot of available at bats. So James Wood, first of all, round 2. I thought he was a first round pick, but wow, with the Padres, one of the places where Woods actually, was part of that trade to the Nationals, and he was considered like Adam Dunn. Well, that's a heck of a praise, but let's look what he's done. He's not Adam Dunn-esque in his K rate. I mean, look at it, what he's done this year in AAA. 18.8% and a 16.5% walk rate. Now, Adam Dunn was well known for his walks, but the Ks were also there with Adam Dunn as well. And he's just continues when he has to repeat a level like what he did here with A, in A, and then A again here, 28 and 17. When he continues to just drop, and he continues to work on his craft. Everything I've heard about James Wood is just glowing. 21 years old. He's going to be coming up to the show. On top of that, he's got speed for days as well, right? He hasn't, I don't know how much they align him to run, but his ability to steal bases is, I mean, he's a double-digit steals. So we're looking at a guy who could probably easily get you, what, I'd probably say 30 home runs, 20 stolen bases in the next year or so would be my guess. 2020 is not out of the question. Just go get him. He's exciting. Even if you don't have a minor league spot, if you have a bench spot, even if you have that fourth outfielder, I'd pick up James Wood right now before everybody else does. It's going to be an absolute run on this guy. He is legit. And I have been waiting for this for a while. I'm so excited. I hope you get to see some James Wood because I've been checking a lot of minor league tape on him as well. Well, we're here at the end of the show. It's always my saddest part, having to say goodbye. But I hope you will come and join us for the Week 9 Waiver Wire report next week. Until then, check us out, Fantasy Six Pack Show, every Thursday at 8:30 Central. And if you have any questions, as always, reach out to us on Twitter at DapScout, or if you become an All Access member, reach out to us on our Discord. Thanks so much. Look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.